Patrick Klevig.
Hey!
How's it going?
Man, I can't wait till E3 starts.
Shut up. I'm going to punch you in the face. E3 is over, and now we are sitting here with InFamous 2, which came out during E3.
Yeah, I mean, it was briefly at the press conference. They're like, hey, by the way, guys, don't forget about this game.
This is out.
We're adding PlayStation Move support.
They shipped this while we were in Los Angeles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I said, actually. So here we are in Numere. You played a little bit of this game.
Yeah, I played about an hour and a half, but you were much further along than I am.
Yeah, this is actually a save from earlier in the game. We don't give too much away here, although I bet a lot of people have finished this game by now, since it's been out for about a week. But here we are in Numere. You know, the first game was in Empire City, which is basically New York.
Yep.
This is basically New Orleans.
Yeah, like in the, it seems like the map section is still kind of split up into what, 3 sections. I think it was split into 3 in the last game, if I recall correctly. It might have been 4.
Well, there were 3 islands in the last game. There's only 2. I think this is all considered one island. You open this up shortly after where I'm at, and then there's this whole other. And this is actually all flooded. I just got to this where I'm at in the game, and if you can see, everything's all flooded out here. It's I think it's supposed to be kind of an analog to Katrina. It's all like they're all like, after the floods came,
deep.
Everybody lost, everybody lost their loved ones.
I hated it when those monsters ravaged through.
Yeah. Oh God, water. It's not good. So obviously, I've spent most of my time collecting those things.
Oh my God, that's so much fun though.
The blast shards, you know,
Yes.
basically the agility orbs of InFamous. If you remember those from the first game, they are back and forth.
But it's so much more fun to collect them in this game because it's so much fun to scale the buildings.
Yeah,
and you can do so fast.
Yeah, so they've added a lot of stuff to the climbing mechanics. You're right. I like the climbing in this game already was better than Crackdown, and now they've added stuff like these electrified poles. You just hop on and go, oh
wow!
And you get like, I don't know if you've seen those yet.
I have not.
You get right up the side of a building with those things.
The only thing it's missing for me is an Assassin's Creed style, like just hold R1 to keep going. You know, like you kind of just have to like X to get up a building.
Sure.
But you can do it very quickly. It's not. I mean, that's less a complaint as much as a fluidity thing. But I love the flow of this game. You're
Absolutely.
always moving.
The mobility is extremely high, and where I'm at in the game now, I have just gotten some powers that have increased it even further. So like your range of motion, the way you get around in this game is still a ton of fun. Also, dudes shooting at you.
A lot of rocket launchers
Redneck
in this
guy,
city.
yeah, seriously.
A lot of rocket launchers.
Oh, off you go. A lot of new powers in this game. I know you haven't seen a whole lot of that yet, but let me get.
I've heard good things about some ice one.
Let me.
Like an ice jump.
So I don't have that. Yeah. The ice jump is crucial. I don't have that here. I'll show it to you in a minute. Oh God, you have grenades. These are all pretty standard. InFamous 1 powers. This, however, is not. That's ionic energy I just picked up there. This is pretty awesome. It's something they've added here. I'm just going to have to mess up some civilians, I guess, to show you this thing. Sorry, y'all. It was for a good cause, I promise.
You're trying to take out some street performers.
Yeah, so, come here, you. Yeah, a lot of, ooh, sorry, lady. Okay. Wow. I don't know what that was. I'll have to go back and get that later. Yeah, they've added a lot more, like, contextual events in the world to just kind of let you build up, like, basically grind karma out. Like, you get evil karma for killing street performers. There are protests against you, Cole McGrath, that you can basically go in and kill everybody protesting you.
Yeah, I mean, I was not a huge fan of how they handled the morality stuff in the first game, only because there's not a whole lot of incentive to be bad unless you just want to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of gray area to the game. It's like be the ultimate good guy or just be like an asshole for no reason. Like just kill some street performers. Like it's just. I mean, being from San Francisco, I kind of can sympathize with why you would want to shock some street performers.
Sure.
Like just a guy singing "Kumbaya" on his drum.
Right.
But so in some sense, it was kind of cathartic. But in terms of like this game's context,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there could have been a little bit more done to make it seem like there was a reason to be bad other than just to, I don't know, screw with people.
Like maybe make the character a little angstier or something.
Yeah.
Like give you more, make it more plausible. I mean, I had the same issue with like Red Dead where your character is a noble do-gooder in cutscenes, and then you get out of a cutscene and go murder 50 people.
I guess, and also like there's no. It doesn't seem like the save imports from the first game at all.
It does. Actually.
Oh, it does.
I don't know
Okay.
if you didn't have it on your system or not, but it totally does.
So does it reflect if you were a good or bad guy?
I don't believe it necessarily pulls in choices so much as. Hang on. Whoop. I think it's just for gameplay bonuses. Like, I think for finishing the game as fully good, I got like 1 level of good karma to start on here.
I might have gotten that and not even realized it.
Yeah, it gives you a little rundown. If you have a certain number of blast shards, that affects like how much ammo you have in this one. But it's all mechanical stuff. I don't believe there are any, because there were good endings and bad endings. I don't know how it pulls that stuff in. I haven't done any bad stuff in this. I'm hopelessly bound to play a Boy Scout in every game like this I ever play.
So I had a moment last night where I was like, I know this game is giving me no incentive to be a bad guy. Like, at least there's no like compelling gameplay incentive or like. But I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna be a dick, and so I've been killing a lot of street performers, which is at this point the only bad thing I'm allowed to do in the game because I'm not too far in. But I'm gonna ride out the bad ending, and I'm gonna see how that goes.
So you're just committed. You're fully.
I'm committed.
Awesome. I want to know how that goes. I mean, I'll probably go back and play at least some of that stuff because I'm going to write a review of this, and I should know. But I would love to know. I mean, there seem like there are a lot of cases in this where some things could differ dramatically based on your alignment.
You could go kill a street performer right now.
Okay. All right, fine. Yeah, this is a junk save. This is earlier in the game.
I try to imitate somebody in the BART station.
Oh, this is actually a living statue. I don't know, man. Those guys are kind of entertaining.
Fisherman's Wharf. Fisherman's Wharf. Take them out.
Really?
Let's do it.
All right, fine.
Yep.
Sorry, dude.
Now you know what I'm doing in my game.
Man, you're right. This is way better. Obviously, everybody is super scared now. But a lot of stuff like this, here's a good kind of side activity where you can heal a bunch of guys and get some positive karma. They're definitely like. They're broken out into like tiers of those are like little contextual events, and then they've got like the side missions, and obviously story missions, and all these green things are actually just user-generated stuff.
But it's user-generated, and then also like there are Sucker Punch created ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just seeded the list of user-generated missions early on.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of the ones in my game, at least now, are showing up, and they're actually made by users.
As a major economic center, the city's destruction has had a destabilizing effect.
Let's go do a real mission. I think the city looks really nice in this.
It's got a nice distinctive look.
Yeah, it's not, because I mean, like I said, the first game city was essentially New York, and this is going for
England, France, and Germany,
it's more of like a kind of a den of iniquity sort of thing. A lot of gambling, a lot of prostitution, like seedy, low-rent theaters and stuff.
Street performers.
Yes, a lot of those.
Despite the global economic crisis, one corporation continues to show a profit.
Let's go check that out.
Vermont 88. The South Africa-based security company has announced today that
got
it's become the largest private military contractor in the world.
Dancing.
Vermont.
They turned that park into World War III. A lot of innocent people are going to die.
Not if I have anything to say about it. That was my Square Job superhero voice.
Is the voice actor the same in this one,
No.
or is it different?
No. They very famously changed voice actors.
Okay.
A lot of people were really upset about that. Monsters!
Freaks.
Okay, fine, whatever. Wait, no, this is not Crackdown. Check it out. I can throw cars now. By the way,
I do love this.
the car throwing is fantastic.
And everything explodes, even when you pick up just like a generic cardboard box.
Yeah.
It explodes anyway.
Like if I could find a mailbox or something around here. Come here, you. New melee stuff. I mean, they've added so much stuff to this, but it's all evolutionary, It's all just kind of incremental stuff. Like, all right, if I throw this chair. Boom.
Awesome. Yes. The first time I did that with a cardboard box, I laughed for a good minute.
Oh, good times. Yeah, like not any one change that they've made to this is really that dramatic, but kind of cumulatively, they've added a decent amount of stuff. You've got finishing moves on your melee here. That's always fun. You have to do one of these things. Oh.
Yeah, the thing with this game is, and in some of the response I've seen from it from some users and other reviewers, is a little bit critical over the the lack of a major jump from the first one to the second one,
Yeah.
which I think has more to do with it's more of a testament to what was accomplished with Uncharted and Assassins, less than what Sucker Punch didn't accomplish with this. It's not like it's a seemingly poor sequel, but the jumps that those two games made kind of set a different. I mean, that's just not how usually sequels. They don't jump in quality that much between games.
Although I would argue that Uncharted and what was the other example? Assassins. Yeah, both of those games, like, initially, both of those games had a lot more ground to cover than this one did. Like,
yeah, I think they had much poorer opening efforts than Infamous did.
Infamous was a very successful game for what it was, I think. Those other two had a lot of room for improvement. I gotta kill this guy. But I mean, you run into, like, I don't want to belabor this phrase because we use it too much around here, but there is a fair amount of open world jank in this game.
Yeah.
Like, just here's an emergent issue where this guy up here did not get killed, so now I gotta track him down and kill him.
I would actually say one of the jankiest part of this game's open world is just the generic enemies that you come across. You come across them a lot. A lot of them have rocket launchers.
Yep.
They can be very annoying to deal with in that capacity. A lot of times I just want to run around and... I mean, I played this game for the traversal. So the combat has gotten better, but again, the reason... Collecting the blast shards is probably my favorite thing to do in the game.
That's part of the reason I loaded an earlier save, so I was hoping I could find some, but dude, I think I got them all.
Yeah, I
don't know about you, but I obsessively, like, even in the middle of a story mission, I'll, like, stop what I'm doing and just go grab everything I see.
And that's kind of like when I was trying to figure out what I did in the first 2 hours, like, really what I did in the first 2 hours was collect blast shards because I need them to... Oh, goddamn.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
He's doing nothing wrong!
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's right, demon. Let them know you're here.
So you have some allies in this game. Maybe I should skip ahead a little bit. Why don't I load up another save?
Fire and ice, right?
Yeah, so I'll just jump around a little bit, kind of give you a little bit of a cross-section here. God, which... I think it was this one. Yeah, you've got... so it's not full-on X-Men where there are like dozens of superheroes flying around everywhere, but the way the world has evolved since the first game, there are definitely more people with powers.
Well, they start laying out the actual story elements of that. I forget what the actual term they use is, but that you can be more receptive, right? To certain, it's like you have a certain gene.
Yeah, the people are called conduits in this game, or in this fiction. The people who are eligible or receptive to genetic mutation of that nature are called conduits, and yeah. You meet some of those, you kind of end up swapping powers with some of them. There's some cool stuff there.
Swapping powers, that sounds pretty sexy.
That's just, yeah, hopefully more sanitary than fluids, but anyway. This is a little bit deeper in the game. Jump into the upgrades here. I feel like they've streamlined a lot of this stuff pretty nicely. You've got all your upgrades here. Got pretty much all the bolt types that I'm going to get here, because in the first game I felt like they were teasing you with the powers you couldn't get because they showed you everything, if I recall. And
oh yes, you would kind of know when you've gone down the one path that like, oh, I could have gotten a sweet Force-esque power.
And I thought across the board the evil powers looked more fun in the first game.
Yeah.
So here they don't even show you what the power you're missing is, and since most people are probably going to min-max this game like I am. You're probably never going to see that stuff. You can't have everything at once. So, but I think some of the good powers are a lot better this time around, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, because the difference in this is that you can't just like max out good and then decide, all right, now I'm just going to grind out bad. You actually lose powers as your meter kind of switches
over. As your karma
over.
changes, absolutely, yeah. So that I feel like that stuff's handled a little bit better. A lot of these powers, let's see, I don't have any at the moment, but basically once you discover a power, you still have to do like some stunts to unlock it. I don't remember if the first game had that or not, but
I don't think so.
It'll be like to get this grenade, you have to kill 10 guys while hanging from a building or something. Just little stuff like that, or knock 10 guys to their deaths off the top of a building or something like that. So there's a little bit more of like kind of an internal achievement system going on there. I am likely to just keep wandering around climbing everything while talking about this game.
But it's just, I mean, that's just a testament to. I mean, the pedigree of Sucker Punch coming from the Sly games set them up so well for a game like this to kind of pull it off very naturally, and it's just a real joy just to run around.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I couldn't help.
Yeah, I took a picture of that last night.
You're right. It's a ton of fun to navigate all this stuff. I don't know if you could tell. At this point in the game, I have got a much improved, I forget what they call it, static thrusters, I think is the name of it.
Is that where you use your hands?
It's the flying squirrel ability. It's like now I get a little extra lift and it takes me farther.
You have the ice shard?
It's really nice. I don't have the ice powers here. There is so basically, this is not a huge spoiler, but because they talked about this ahead of time before the game came out, there are ice powers and fire powers, but it turns out you can't have both. You have to make a story-related decision.
Oh, so you have so you all, in addition to having the good and bad karma powers, you have ice and fire.
They actually tie into that. Like one of the,
Okay.
I won't say which, but one of those is considered good and one is bad.
But you
So
can't do both.
you-
Like you
no,
couldn't be
no.
good and then one of those that's not tied to the morality.
Absolutely,
All right.
that's correct. Well, they are tied to the morality, but inherently so. I mean,
Okay.
it's like if you go evil, you're getting what's considered the evil powers.
Okay.
But I'll jump into a save real quick that has the ice powers, and we can mess around with that a little bit. Well, you want to just try a random side like user mission?
Yeah.
Save.
Yeah.
Roughly a 3.5-star user-created mission. Let's see what it's like. Just to get a taste of that stuff.
Did you find a Super Mario Brothers one as well?
I did. Vinny's law of 1-1 is upheld in this game because somebody did their best to make a Super Mario Brothers-esque level.
What does that mean?
It's what the law?
No, that
or
like their ability to pull that off.
It was poor.
Okay.
I gave it 2 stars. Turrets, Christ. So I mean, this seems like just kind of a raw combat mission, which could go real bad. I don't know. One thing they've done with all those extra powers they've put in here, they make it real easy to access everything on the fly. No dicking around with menus, and I love this. Really, really easy way to get exactly the stuff you want. Also, this new pea shooter, I think this is basically oh god, it's the best pea shooter in the game. You just hold the button down and it just goes.
Like an Uzi.
Yep, just super rapid fire. It's a ton of fun. Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, there are a lot of red dots.
Oh god.
Where's that vortex weapon?
Yeah, I could use that. I actually have 2 of those.
Oh god, I
Am I dead? I'm totally dead. I don't even know what was going on there. That was a horrifically extreme example of how just kind of heavy the combat can get in this game.
Was
But-
that? I think the filtering system also allows you to just only have 5-star rated stuff
Yeah,
too.
there's a ton of options about how you filter the user missions out. Oh my god! Holy effing! Oh.
You were getting a 1-star. You just spammed a bunch of enemies.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna bail out of this one. You get the idea, though. Thanks, guy. Wait, did it just give me the option to rate it without finishing it?
I was not paying attention.
Anyway, so yeah, you can. I think this is where you get to the mission editor, which I haven't messed around with it yet, but yeah, the Sucker Punch will feature missions. You can do the ones that people like a lot, or just the newest. Set favorites, blah blah blah. A lot of ways to determine what shows up on there. It's neat that they did this stuff. I don't know if there's a lot of lasting value, except for when people come up with Space Invaders and stuff like that. But I mean, the game is so packed with missions anyway. There's like 60 side missions, and
See, that's the thing. In the first game, I didn't feel like there was a lack of content.
right. And I was a little concerned going into this, thinking maybe they instituted the system to kind of avoid having to create a ton of missions themselves. But there is, from what I've seen, there is in no way a dearth of content in this game, regardless of the UGC stuff. So now they got me using the UGC term. I'm not. I don't know how I feel about that. All right, I'm gonna.
You've been media trained by Sucker Punch.
Oh. Love grinding.
This stuff.
Brain
This is,
rails.
oh man.
It's so good. It's such a neat like contextual way to get around the world quickly. It's like, yeah, he would have a power like this, and yeah, there are electrified rails all over the place.
Yeah, they do.
You need to come here.
More than a lot of other games, they do a great job of finding narrative ties for your reasons to get around the world that don't feel totally tacked on and just there to be there.
Totally. Where do you think you're going?
Last shot.
You probably haven't gotten to these yet. What is he gonna do? I don't. What are you? So this is it's nice, those little contextual things. Oh wow, dude, you've got this really bad plan you've got here. All right, let me put you out of your misery. They introduced new ones of those. You know, like you start out like stopping muggings and healing people and stuff, and then this is one they roll out later that you probably haven't seen yet, where these guys are running around with shards. And if you want to be a bad guy, you can kill them and take them. And I don't want to be a bad guy, but I really want those shards. So.
So you get negative karma?
Yeah, that was negative karma for that.
Is there any way to disable them and just take it?
No. You have to kill them to get it.
So in order to collect all of the shards in the game, you have to do some bad things?
Don't know how that works, actually. Because there is a finite number of shards, and they rate you on it and all that stuff. But if you didn't want to do anything bad, you would have to avoid those. So I really can't say. There are also little kind of good karma equivalents of those where you defuse bombs that have shards in them. Anyway, all right. Why don't we go hit up a mission and then call it a quick look. It's a really quiet game. It seems like a weird thing to call out, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but...
Yeah, no, I think we were talking about earlier how I've watched some cutscenes where there should be like very obviously sound effects associated with things,
they just
and
aren't there.
Aren't there.
And it's like if you stand here, there's almost nothing. Like you can go stand in the middle of the street and the cars barely register, and you know you'll hear a horn once in a while, but like the trolleys that go by make no sound.
I mean, it definitely feels like the game does not have the sort of additional passes on open world ambience that you get from
absolutely
from kind of the top tier. You know, I mean, this is tough. Especially the last major game you've played or I've played is LA Noire, which is sort of all about satellite like as far as you can go in one direction to recreating an open world to authenticizing an open world.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, I mean, I don't know. This strikes me more as just, this is Sucker Punch extending as far as a studio like them can.
Right.
And just there are certain things you're not going to get, but you're going to notice them, especially after a game that comes out that does it so exceptionally well.
Right. And it's a shame because gameplay-wise, I cannot think of a more fun open world game to play. Like, there's just so much you can do, so much variety in the combat. You're so mobile. I think it looks way better than the first one, like a lot more color, or a lot broader color palette.
It's not as gray.
Yeah.
Drab looking.
My enduring memory of the first game is gray. Like that's all I think of, gray and blue. So a lot more color in this game. The frame rate is way better on the whole. Why don't we just pop this story mission and see where this takes us? And
Hey, Cole.
that will be a quick look at InFamous 2.
What's up, man?
I think these cutscenes are better. I think they did performance capture or whatever with some of this stuff.
Official.
Zeke isn't as annoying this time around.
He's tolerable, yeah.
Are you okay?
Here's some of the other empowered freedom fighters that you're dealing with.
Be destroyed. We need to destroy it.
What? No way. We keep it for ourselves. Rip off the powers from everybody else, yeah?
You don't understand.
I don't understand what, bitch? That you feel used and violated by a machine?
You know what? I have known you 5 minutes and I'm sick of yours!
We should just go find one of those street performers and just break it down, guys.
Listen, before Philippe is huge.
Unfortunately, I can't skip this to the mission.
To get in there and cover the exits and sweep the interior.
Yeah, they did get a new voice actor for this.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like it better.
I don't really notice the difference. Like people were outraged for whatever reason. I think it was more the design of him. If you remember when they rolled out the new design, he had more hair.
Yeah,
he looked a lot more kind of fresh-faced.
It's one of those things that after 2 hours of the game, like
you would forget about it.
What does it matter?
Yeah, but people were upset enough that they kind of rolled back to the old design, but they got this new voice actor. But yeah, I can barely tell the difference. He's totally fine.
I would love to see that.
Come on.
Perfect.
Good work, Quo.
This is great. You guys, this is gonna work.
What? Give away medicine, man? No. That's just gonna make those folks stronger.
So I kind of like that they've broadened the kind of roster of heroes a little bit in this. You're not just lone wolfing it through the city. There are other people that are as afflicted as you in weird ways.
You mean a massacre?
I feel they do a decent enough job of fleshing these characters out for
They're not just well, it's kind of nice that they're not just like random people you're getting quests from.
Right. Well, they also serve that purpose.
In that function as well, but that they're actually integrated into the story.
Yeah, they do kind of humanize these guys a little more than I would have expected. I mean, generally the story is from what I've seen so far is relatively predictable, and it works fine for a comic book style of game. So this is, I just wanted to pop this because if I can find these mission markers, this is a case where they actually give you they give you a moral choice, or a quote-unquote moral choice in a story mission. Basically, I have 2 story missions here, and I have to pick one. In the past, they had some side missions like that in the first game.
Like give food supplies or destroy the food supplies.
Basically,
I remember that being one of the ones from the first game.
See how quiet it is. Oh.
I don't know, it's just like...
I don't know if it got louder or if Vinny is messing with us right now.
Especially if it...
It was totally Vinny.
It's really given, like, this kind of gives off, like, this Louisiana, New Orleans vibe. That, the fact that, like, you associate, like, big band music and, like, loud, like, craziness. Like, the fact that there isn't just some of that or, like, some... Like, the most music you get is, like, some asshole on the bongo drums.
And you just want to shut that down.
Yeah,
they're... That is totally fair. I'm trying to remember if I want to do this mission or not. I can't help myself. Everywhere I go, I just ping constantly looking for blast shards.
Well, that's why I spend so much time kind of just getting that out of the way early on, hoping that like it'll be less of a distraction when I'm actually trying to play through the game.
You know what? I'm gonna go do the other mission that I didn't do before.
You can do it bad style?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna party with these guys first.
Nix's plan is going to backfire. You know it. If you want the rebels' help, we need to earn their respect. Don't you want them to respect us?
Is that a floating box?
Damn right it is.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. I do love that mechanic.
What's that?
Of being able to recharge yourself through all the electricity around you.
I didn't clue into it in the first game as fast as I should have. Because I mean, ostensibly it's just for ammo, like that. Electricity is your ammo in this game. But when you do it on the fly like that, when you're hurt, it also heals you rapidly. And as much as the combat can overwhelm you in this game, that is absolutely crucial. Because otherwise you die all the time, and it's super frustrating. Yep. Things are, even if typically, even if you don't see one initially, it's still faster to run around until you find one than it is to just climb.
So you picked me over Chloe, eh? I knew you wanted to have some fun, baby.
Sure as hell not gonna get people to worship me by handing out medicine.
Nah. It's gonna take blood, baby.
You do know guns tend to blow up when I touch them.
Then keep your hands to yourself and let me pull the trigger.
I could try the communications, give you a little more time with your boyfriend over there.
I could get me a militia outfit, make you look like a hero.
What?
Oh, tease.
Oh, she's freaky.
Hey, Zeke, you know where the communication hubs are on Fort Philippe?
Sure do. I'll mark them down on your phone.
All right, where are we going here?
It can be a little hard to pinpoint yourself on that map.
Yep.
I don't think they make your icon nearly as big enough.
Definitely not. Oh, blast shard.
Ah!
Gimme, 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 gimme. Yes. Ah!
Well,
case in fucking point.
Yep, there are way too many of that in the game.
You know where the communication hubs are on Fort
To be
Philippe?
fair, the checkpoints are very gracious and
down
generous.
on your
You don't ever lose a whole lot of progress.
I guess, I don't know, it just frustrates me because the fun of this game is the variety of powers to... Like, the enemies are just there as toys.
Absolutely,
Like, they're not meant to be actual... This isn't a first-person shooter where precise aiming is encouraged or required, so there's moments when a guy will just randomly take you out, sort of discourage you from experimenting as much as you might otherwise.
Yeah, the... whoa! The joy of this game is being way more powerful than these guys. You don't want to necessarily get ganged up on, and you know you want there to be some challenge, but it. Oh god. See, stuff like that. I mean, that's what makes this game great.
Yeah.
And the first one as well. Just everything moves so fluidly. You know, even down to stuff like being able to do that. When you can work that into your kind of combat flow and you're just going crazy, taking out like 20, 30 guys at a time, that's when this game is absolutely at its best.
Yeah, it's just such a great contrast to other games where, I mean, this game has shooting mechanics, but you're always moving, you're not sitting behind cover, you're not waiting for health to recharge while dudes are shooting. Like, you're just always on the move, doing something, and you always have a million options in terms of how you deal with the situation. And
yep.
that is the reason I like this game so much.
Oh god!
That was a
narrow. Yeah, I mean, there's a few rough edges around the presentation. I think that, like we said, that they could clean up if there's an InFamous 3. But I'll go ahead and die there because I'm going to, real quick, I will show you some ice powers.
Yes, the ice jump, or whatever that thing is called.
Oh, you know what? Don't tell me that. I don't think that save made it onto this PS3. No. This will work. I think. I hope.
Well, if not, you can just get hit by a rocket launcher guy again.
I kind of like this. There's some foreboding to the story here. The Beast is this thing they talked about at the end of the first game. It's like the ultimate challenge that you are being set up to take on. And he is in effect in this game, and he is coming for you. See it right there.
Yeah, it creates a real sense of foreboding as like.
I like I like how they tell you how close he is and all that stuff. Although that's just tied to the story beats. You know, there's no time limit or anything. It's kind of weird to me that they use these fictional analogs for real cities, but then you look at the map and it's just like, oh, yep, there's Florida. Like, yep, Empire City is right where New York would be. Like, maybe you should just call it New York at that point. Anyway, okay, so here we are. I guess there's not a whole lot else to show you here, but so like you can see right there, like ice launch slides into the good karma slot there, and
that means I'm not gonna get it.
You go to the bad one, you know, so you see this.
I wonder if I'll get the equivalent. I'll get us.
And they're just up front. They're like, yep, rest of the game you're not gonna see this because of certain choices you made, so you have to make those decisions. I did see, I don't know if you saw the same stuff online, I saw about the ice launch or jump or whatever. Actually, I need to enable it. It does that.
Oh man, that's rad.
That's, yeah, you know, if you're trying to get up vertical surfaces very quickly, you can see how that would come in handy. Because you just go like that.
That's you scale like a third of a building.
A third or halfway up the building. Come on now. There you go. Yeah, I mean, or you know, I don't even have to climb that at all. I just go like that, and combined with the better glide, that right there totally erases any feelings I had from the first game that I was cheating myself by going good.
Damn it! All right, well,
like, you might have to reconsider there. God, that's so awesome. Yeah, I think this series is among the best that open world action has to offer. There's a few things that they could do better in this one. It's really just presentation stuff. Like you said, if they did another couple passes or if they threw, you know, a few more artists at it, it's a really tall building.
Oh, you should do the thunder drop.
All right.
Off of this.
Good way to end.
Good way to end the quick look.
Yep. Oh God.
What this game has going for it is has better combat than basically every other open world game.
Absolutely, by a mile. Totally agree. That is a really tall building.
Yeah, it is.
That's wild. That might be the tallest building in the whole. I might get a trophy for this. I think there is a trophy.
Can you please aim it at the street performer?
Oh, where is he? Oh, I can try.
We get as close as we can.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's
Mr. Bongo Man.
He's not on that map.
All right, just give it a.
All right, here we
go. Old college try.
Here we go. Oh God, fear of heights.
Hands up! Hands up!
Oh God!
Oh!
I didn't get him.
It's all right.
Did not get. Wait, did I?
I think you did.
Oh yeah, I totally did.
Shockwave.
All right, that was exciting. That was InFamous 2 in stores now.
Video games.